Hello, everyone. Hope you're all doing well. Thank you for joining us today. Looking around the the room and the names, I think I may have interacted with many of you, but to those I haven't yet, allow me to introduce myself. My name is Jasmine, and I'm the Customer Success Manager here at Pulsa. My role is focused on customer satisfaction and customer education. This includes product adoption and utilization. So I'm really excited to be sharing this feature with you guys today because I think that this feature is definitely something that can be really impactful when implemented. So let me move on to this slide here. So this webinar format is also something that's pretty new for us. So we're trying a couple of different new things. And today we are going to talk about our latest and very exciting new feature called Tasks. So what is Tasks? Why Tasks? What's the story behind it? Ooh, let me just add a few some people here. So as many of you know, asset management and telemetry management can be time consuming and hard to keep track of, especially for those of you who may have sensors in the hundreds and thousands. Because of this, we wanted to build a management system that could help detect, triage, assign, and resolve a variety of problems. We wanted to build something that would help make asset monitoring feel much more manageable. It would prevent things from falling through the cracks and generally put more control in your hands. So enter Tasks, or Pulse's task management software. This feature has been live for a few weeks now. It was released in early December. Hopefully you may already have been interacting with it, have seen a couple emails for it, etc. So thanks again for joining and kind of learning more about it today. Let's see. So as part of this webinar, what we'll cover is a basic overview of tasks, task creation, auto-generated tasks, types of tasks, how tasks are assigned, and suggestions for how to use tasks. Okay, so let's see. Before jumping into the demo, or I guess the overview of tasks, I wanted to mention a few different things. So first of all is our help center at pulsasensors.com on our website. You can also go to help.pulsasensors.com to find the help center directly. And then we have a couple of different resources on tasks. You'll see this link here where we've got some step-by-step tutorials, some videos, and just kind of more information on how to get started, how to get set up. And the next thing I wanted to mention was our Facebook page. So our Facebook page is a really great page to ask questions. Sorry, I think, can everyone hear me okay, or is my audio coming in a little bit choppy?
Your audio is a little pixelated.
Gotcha.
Yeah, that's a good way to describe it, yeah.
Okay, let me see if I can do something about that. One moment, sorry.
Jasmine, I'll interject and say there's also the, we'll send you the resources in an email after the webinar or after the workshop. There's also a Pulsa dashboard group that we have on Facebook. That's specifically for dashboard learning. So join our Facebook page and then you can join the Facebook group and we'll send you those links along with the help center links that she just showed.
Thank you, Megan. And hopefully I just disconnected my headset and I'm on a different microphone. So hopefully, does that sound a little bit better maybe?
Great. That sounds great.
That's
awesome.
Perfect, Jess.
Awesome. Thank you guys. Okay, so thanks so much, Megan. And yeah, for Facebook. And then the last thing is just our YouTube as well. So we're constantly putting out new videos, tutorials, videos about tasks, and just a bunch of guides about kind of what we're up to, what's new. So I highly recommend following our YouTube channel as well. Okay,
Great. So let's, oh, and then if you guys do have any questions along the way, please add them to the chat and we can address them as we go, or otherwise we'll cover the rest at the end when we open it up for Q&A. Awesome. So let's jump into the demo. So I'm just in a demo account here on our dashboard. This is probably what it looks like for a lot of you guys as soon as you log in. You have your main sensor list page, and you'll find tasks on the left-hand side of the menu. In the app, it's going to be in the top right corner. You'll see the same little icon with this little checklist here. So we'll click it. And the default view of what you're going to see is tasks available in your organization that are assigned to you. Let me admit someone here. Great. And it's very similar to other pages that are already on the dashboard that you're probably familiar with. So like the sensor page, the gateway page, you have an add button, you have a filter button. So it's very familiar. You can use the filter button to see all different kinds of options within the task page. So tasks that are assigned to different members of your group, of your organization, different priorities, different due dates, if something's incomplete or not incomplete, etc. But the thing that I guess the different areas that I wanted to focus on are the different modes that we offer within tasks. So this first mode that you're seeing here is our grouped mode. You can see tasks grouped by a couple of different options. So if it's grouped by the location, the task type, the device name, so it's grouped, so it's easy to follow and kind of easy to manage in that way. The next type of mode that we have is priority. So you can see that all of your tasks are assigned by the assigned priority. So you have low, high, urgent, or not yet assigned. On the desktop, it's really nice. You can do a drag and drop. So it's really easy to kind of move things around depending on what's important that day, what's important that week, what needs to get done. So that's really great. And then for the calendar mode, same thing, the really nice drag and drop where you can move things over to the day that you would like them to be completed or the day that they're assigned. A really, really great thing about the calendar view is if tasks are assigned today, you'll see an extra little message that they're assigned today. If they become overdue, you'll also get notifications about that. So it's a really nice way to make sure things don't fall through the cracks. If you need something done by a certain time, this is a great way to manage that. Awesome. Let's see. So that's the basic orientation of tasks. So now I want to talk a little bit more about the types of tasks and how they're assigned. So let me go to the grouped view here and go to task type. So tasks can be categorized in two different buckets, really. We have our auto-generated tasks and we have our custom tasks. So auto-generated tasks are basically what you kind of would think of if you guys remember problems or what the problems portion was. It's basically a much more improved version of the problems page. Common issues like missing gateway, missing sensor, unstable measurements, or out-of-bound measurements are what you're going to be able to find. All of these auto-generated tasks are tasks that require an action, right? If your customer unplugs a gateway, maybe you need to call your customer, find out why it's disconnected, get it back online. If your link or your sensor is reading out of bounds, maybe you need to change the profile information and get it back to reading correctly or have someone inspect it. So all of these auto-generated tasks require an action. And it's really nice that our dashboard automatically detects that there's a problem, creates the task, and it's easy just to reassign it and make sure that it's something that can be tracked and managed. And let's see. So again, these auto-generated tasks are for common issues like you're missing gateways, you're missing sensors, unstable measurements and out of bound measurements, things that require action and they need a resolution. They're automatically going to come up on the dashboard, create a task, so you know that there's something to do there, something to fix. Another great tip for auto-generated tasks is not only are these tasks, they automatically are created, but they are auto-closed as well. So if you have a gateway, let's say you have a customer, the gateway goes offline, and within a couple of minutes or maybe a few hours, your customer figures it out, reconnects the gateway. That's going to create a task, and it's also going to close the task as soon as the dashboard is able to detect your gateway's back online. So you'll get alerted for it, and then it'll also close back up. So you don't have to keep tracking things that aren't actually issues. The only thing you get notified or the only thing that stays on your task list are things that are current problems, things that are needing some sort of action. Awesome. So tasks is all about streamlining communication, making sure the correct people are handling the correct issues. For custom tasks, which are the other kind of category of tasks, these tasks can literally be whatever you want. If you want to make a task to drop a fresh cylinder at X customer, you can do that. If you want to create a task to remind yourself to replace a battery, you can do that. If you want to make a task to assign like a installation or some kind of tank servicing, you can do that. So custom tasks really allow a lot of flexibility to do a bunch of different operational things within your organization. It's a place to track it. Anything that's in your telemetry or anything that's in your dashboard, now there's a way to track it and just make sure something's happening there, there's a solution. And now for who tasks are assigned to, I won't go into too much detail because we do have a dedicated guide discussing this topic on our website, but to kind of cut to the chase, tasks are assigned to users that are identified as location maintainers. Users can easily be assigned to be maintainers for all, or some, or one location. So notifications always go to the best people to handle the issue. Just kind of a quick recap, the tasks are going to be assigned to a maintainer, but the maintainer or whomever it's assigned to, you can always edit who that maintainer might be for every single location. So moving forward, that always goes to the correct person. Or if you receive a task, you know that there might be someone at a different store or a different region that is better suited to handle it. You can reassign it super easy, super quick. So the people that need to be addressing it can address it. Awesome. So I know we're going a little fast, but I guess to recap, there are two kinds of tasks: auto-generated, custom. Auto-generated, we make a lot of tasks for you, a lot of common issues: missing gateway, missing sensor, unstable or out of bounds measurements. These tasks automatically come up when an issue arises, so you know there's something to do. And custom tasks, you can make any type of task that you'd like, assign it to a sensor and a gateway, and have that task live on here so you can track it and manage. The history of both of those tasks will live on the dashboard, so you can always see what's happening, what's happened in the past. So it's a really nice system for both auto-generated and custom. And okay, so let's go through the action of creating a task, so I can show you guys how easy it is. So let's go to a sensor page and let's click this sensor here, and let's say I want to create a task for it. So I'll just scroll down below the sensor page, and there's this area here for tasks. I'll click add task, and then I'll just insert what I want my task to be. So let's say I want to fill this tank by the end of the week. If I need to add any additional details, I can do that at this time. So top off the tank, confirm measures on the gauge. If you want to make it an actual to-do list, so if you're sharing this with a driver or someone out in the field and you want to make sure there are specific steps that are followed, you can do that as well. So confirm measures on the gauge. Oops. Maybe you want them to take a picture of the gauge or take a picture of something, upload it to Pulsa for notes and images, things like that. Great. And then we assign it to whomever needs to be assigned. Anyone in your organization can be assigned a task. And then set our priority. If we want to set a priority, I'll just set low here. And then add due date. I want this done by the end of the week. So I'll just click Friday as my due date. We'll go ahead and create a task. And you'll see right there, it shows up. And so super easy to create a task. You can see all of the details are shown here. So all of my notes that I've added, all of my to-do lists, which I can check off individually to make sure I don't miss anything. And who it's assigned is also listed, the priority, the date, everything is all nice and neat in one page. So great. So let's say I'm a dispatcher, a lead technician, someone that's kind of in charge of Pulsa, and I'm getting these tasks and I want to know what I need to be doing every day, or like how I should do it. What I would say is you can log into the dashboard, go to tasks, and then you'll see the new tasks that are showing up, and you can just click any of the tasks, reassign them to who they need to go to, make sure they're being handled, add any extra information that you might need to do, add any due dates, add any priorities. You could even kind of work primarily off of the priority list. So as tasks come in, they don't have any kind of assigned date. So that's a good way to kind of track it too. Anything that's new wouldn't have any kind of priority. So you can just kind of go through your new list and say, okay, this sensor, I want to handle it urgent. This sensor, I also want to handle it urgent. And, let me make sure I assign it to Bob at this store, or a driver that I know is going to be in that area, to make sure that these things are getting completed. So super easy to reassign and kind of make sure that the correct people are seeing the correct things they need to do. And then on the flip side of that, say I'm someone that's getting assigned tasks too, so things are being assigned to me. It's really easy for me to just go into the task, look at what assigned tasks are to me. I can also check what kind of tasks are assigned to other people in my company. So it's really easy to see what you're working on, what other people are working on, if you might need to assign something to somebody else that can handle something better. It's really nice to have that visibility of what's going on. So you know what's going on, other people are going on, or know what's going on, your manager knows what's going on. So it's really nice. Awesome. So let me look at my notes here. So yeah, at the start of the day, you can just take a look at your tasks, triage them, assign them, make sure all items have a plan or next steps to get a solution. And it's really easy to work on things that are assigned, close things out as you resolve them. So say you go to this site, you figure out how to close this disconnected gateway, very easily complete it. Now it goes away. That's off of your to-do list. That's off of everyone's to-do list. And it's a really way just to count down to make sure that things are getting handled. All right. And now a couple of, I guess, details to mention. Tasks is still very new for us, but even in the short time that it's been released, we've already received some feedback from you guys, especially those using it in the field, on how we can make it better. So here are a few things that we've heard and are going to be added to tasks in the next 2 to 3 weeks. So one of the first things that came up are implementing better visibility for addresses on tasks. That's one thing that we heard, especially when you're someone that's in the field. You know, when you go out somewhere, you finished a job at one location, you might be wondering, well, I'm already in this area. What else should I be doing? What else can I do? So that's something that will be added to tasks, the visibility of address, so you can very easily see, you know, what's in the area, what can I handle? Because we want to make tasks a tool to make your work as efficient as possible. In the longer term, tasks will also be incorporated into map view. So you'll, which is, let's see, into the map view, so you can view things in an even better, you know, a visual view of how close things are and what you can handle. So that'll be really nice. The next thing is also snoozing of tasks. We know there are sometimes cases where you may want to snooze notifications for select locations, like your customer might be temporarily closed, they're on credit hold, they're under construction, things like that. The hardware is still out, but you might not want to be notified about things going on, or you want to come back to it at a later date. So again, an option for you to snooze. You can come back at a later date, and you only have to be notified or kind of take care of things that are important in the very near future. And one other thing is more organized task generation. One thing that you may have noticed if you've kind of been interacting with tasks is when a gateway becomes disconnected, all of the associated sensors will also become disconnected. And so you'll receive 2 tasks for something like that. So you'll receive the missing gateway task and then the missing sensor tasks. We're going to make that a little bit cleaner, so you don't have to go and check off 2. It'll kind of be all close together, so it's like super easy just to track, like, all right, everything at this location is done. So much simpler, much easier. So it's just less things to kind of manage. And in the coming future as well are low battery tasks, which I know is probably something that many of you kind of are interested in seeing. So when a sensor has a low battery, that will also create an auto-generated task. But that is pretty much the crash course on tasks. Once again, I know that this was kind of a lot of information at once. So we do have these resources. We'll be emailing things out after this call, and then we'll be following up with you guys just to kind of get more feedback, get more ideas on it. But yeah, we do have the Help Center, the YouTube, our Facebook, and the best way to get familiar with tasks is really just to kind of get into it, start working with it, see how it's working for you. And then, yeah, give us feedback, let us know how we can make things smoother, what you're seeing. We're super interested. And we're here to support you. So yeah, if you're interested in scheduling time to speak with us one-on-one, get trained on tasks, get help on tasks, please reach out. Awesome. So now it's your turn. I'll open it up for Q&A. Are there any questions, general feedback, anything that you guys would like to discuss? Let's see, let me see if there are questions in the chat potentially.
Or I'll add, Jasmine, has anyone here tried to use tasks so far? If so, what issues have you had? Or what feedback do you have?
Steve, Steve, I think I see you saying something.
No, I haven't used it yet, so I'm gonna talk to Deidre and see if we can get on this. She's they use another system a lot, and so I'll talk to her about this and see if we can't start using it because we have the 3 technicians now all working through this. So I appreciate all the information. It's something I wasn't aware of, so it's gonna help a lot. We'll start using it.
Awesome. Yeah, we definitely want to hear how it goes for you and kind of if it's easy for you to use it. It should be pretty easy to slide through things on the app as well. We really tried to make it easy to use on the app because we know most of you guys are using it on the phone. So yeah, we're looking forward to any feedback that you have. And if you have any questions, definitely let us know.
I appreciate it. I was just looking at it on the app, and it looks like it's fairly easy to use. So I'll let you know. We'll start using it the next couple of weeks here.
Awesome.
Thank you for your help.
Yeah, no problem. I guess, has anyone else had any experiences with tasks, or does anyone have any feedback about their current systems? Like what type of processes you guys currently follow?
Don't be shy.
Doug or Eric or Tanya? Do you guys have feedback or questions?
I don't have anything today, guys.
Okay.
Is anyone using notes and images? Just curious.
Let's see. Thanks, Doug. I see, Doug said all good. And yeah, we can really quickly show off tasks and images as well. Let me show that here.
James was on. They're using a decent amount.
Tasks and images?
Notes and images?
Yeah.
Or notes and
Yeah,
images, sorry.
him and Kelly, it's funny because he goes like, "Oh, thank you so much," because like I think he saved pretty much a picture of every single tank on his desktop. So as soon as we uploaded that, they basically had everything there, so the driver can see it, on the go. And just that's been helpful too, just to see if there's a gateway that's kind of hard to see, or there's something particular about the location. Definitely got a lot of feedback about that, making that an easier tool for the drivers. And the other end where customers are interested in using Task is also to use that for tank maintenance. So to say, what was done when, and it also assigned, hey, go out and do this for the tank. So not necessarily something that's exactly sensor related, but more so just basically tank related. So all those things basically come together.
Yeah, it's great that it all stays with the app too. It's all right there, like the history.
Yep.
Yeah. And then if you guys may, on the call, if you guys may not have seen that feature before, it's something new that we added a few weeks back. So you have the option to add notes and the option to add images. So in the desktop, it's really easy. You can just add in any file, but in the app, it's even easier. You just use the same scanner camera on your phone. It'll allow you to take that same picture. So if you're at a site and you want to take a picture of a gateway that maybe is kind of hidden and you want to make sure your technicians know where it is the next time around, you can upload those pictures. If there's something kind of funky about a tank, maybe you want to share that with the team, you can upload those pictures. You can add notes about when the battery was replaced at a certain location. If you need a gate code or just installation tips for the rest of your team, all that is super easy to add on notes and images. So it's really helpful, and even for our side, for installations, we use notes and images really often just to track that new installations go smoothly, or existing installations kind of, if there are any interesting details, we have that information available so the team can see it. So really great feature. Let's see, and then just really quickly how to add a note. So
Jasmine, you're in the sensor view, right? You clicked on a sensor and scrolled down to get to this.
Yes. Thank
Just
you.
recapping.
Yes, so exactly. I just in the sensor view, I clicked a sensor and then scroll down to add specific notes on that sensor. And you can edit, you can always see who created the note, you can copy and paste. So it's really nice just to share more information with your team. And then I guess just one other detail about notes and images, we also give you the option of making the note private just for you, just for your team, if you don't want your customers to see it. So if you share your sensors with your customers, they don't see any of that information that you put on there. So if you have maintenance or things that you don't necessarily want your customer to see, you can make sure that that stays private. So that's a great option for distributors as well. Yeah.
Jasmine, did you talk about how the system defaults or what users it defaults these tasks to?
Yeah. So great question, Eric. The tasks will work through the maintainers assigned. So the way that it works is you have your locations. So every hardware item has its location, and the location will allow you to set specific maintainers for that individual location. So if, for example, you have locations that are in a certain city that only some people should be assigned to, they might be assigned to those locations. Otherwise, if you don't have specific people assigned to specific locations, it'll fall to the default. So the default are going to be users in your organization. So you can see it says include company level maintainers, and those people are going to be people in your companies. Let's see. People in your companies that have check marks next to their name under maintainers here. And you can have as many maintainers as you want. So if you want to make someone a maintainer, you just click their name and click is location maintainer, and then they'll receive tasks for everything moving forward. If someone wants to only receive tasks for certain locations, they can sign themselves up for specific locations. So it's all about getting notifications to the correct people. So if everybody is receiving notifications, you can kind of taper it down to just, people in this store handle their stuff, people in their region handle their stuff. Does that answer your question, Eric? Or I guess was that helpful?
Yes, that's perfect. My next question is, how do you mass change a bunch of tasks over to somebody else?
Yes, so that is an excellent question. We are going to be adding that to the dashboard eventually. At this time, we are kind of reaching out to people because we understand that you guys probably had all of these locations, have these kind of default maintainers. So now you have all of the tasks probably going to you or like to Tanya and just kind of like the same people. And you probably want to assign it to more salesmen or kind of more specific people. So that's something we can help with. We can get you a list of all of your locations, and you can just fill out who needs to be assigned to what. And then we'll take that information, upload it on the back end, and then moving forward, everything will just go to the correct people. So that's something we can definitely help with. And we can reach out to you and your team one-on-one to get that going. And anybody else that's interested in that, we can get that going for you guys as well.
Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. Let's see, I think I see something in the chat. And yes, Doug, so we are on Facebook. We do have the Pulsa page, and then Megan, you said that the other page is
Yeah, there's a Pulsa dashboard education group. And I'll send the link to that and all the resources in the help center and our YouTube page after the workshop.
Yes. And then we also have Instagram. So we'll post about new sensors, new features. So it's a real easy way to kind of keep up with what's new on Pulsa.
Yeah, we usually drop things to Instagram first, so like our installation videos and yeah, and new announcements, you'll find it there probably the night before or a day or two before. It's just nice when you're out in the field and you look at your phone if you have downtime or something, just take a peek.
And then I'll just show off the resources on the Help Center as well. So everything that we talked about in this meeting, you'll find on the Help Center in kind of a more detailed format. So how to get familiar with tasks, the different modes, the different types of tasks, custom tasks, auto-generated tasks, how they work, who they're assigned to, short little videos on this information as well. And then you'll see at the bottom kind of what's next, a little exercises for what you can kind of complete to kind of get familiar with tasks. If you want to reach out to us and maybe schedule some time for one-on-one to work with your team, things like that. And then of course, if you want to give us feedback once you start using it, if there are things that you like about it, if there are things that you wish were on there, we're very interested. So we're all ears for feedback. And let's see. And then we also have our FAQ, which has even more detailed section about kind of basically everything about tasks. So disabling tasks, how to make sure people are getting your tasks, notifications on tasks, how to configure tasks, things like that. So a lot of resources available. And then of course, if you have any questions, you can always feel free to call us, to email us, and we're more than happy to kind of walk you through the feature. Let's see.
After you guys use tasks after this, be sure to share your feedback with us. There'll be a survey about this workshop in your email, but it's not really about tasks. So feel free to tell your sales rep or call Jasmine. Just call us and give us feedback, because that's how we improve features and improve our products, is by listening to you.
One thing I guess I would be interested in hearing from you guys is, I guess, like the interest in tasks. What are, I guess, like, what are kind of some things that you guys struggle with in the dashboard at this time? Is management like an issue for you guys? Is kind of figuring out what needs to be done an issue? Or Steve, I guess, like, what's Steve, if you could speak to that. What's the process that you guys kind of handle your day-to-day, or how things are assigned to you?
Well, so basically, we have our two dispatchers that look at it every day. And so once they figure out there's something wrong, we can start using the tasks to assign those. And that's going to help a lot. But my biggest problem with the dashboard is some of your links don't really highlight. And so like when you're editing something, or I put something in wrong, it takes a little bit to change it, or I have to call you, which I hate to do. But yeah, that's the biggest problem I have is, we got a bunch of systems, and so it's hard to keep up with all the changes. And you guys make a lot of great changes. You guys are super responsive, which is awesome. But it does take a little bit to figure out how to move around, at least on my beautiful iPhone. So, and that's the biggest problem I have is finding where to move stuff around with. So, but you guys are very helpful with that. So I've never had an issue with it. So.
Gotcha. Yeah, that makes sense. So we definitely always want to get feedback from you guys on things that you're seeing when you're in the field, and what's hard to use on your phone, if certain buttons are kind of tricky or things like that. So those are things that we want to make better and make smoother, because we know that the majority of users are going to be people that are working off of their phones and kind of doing a million other things at once while trying to be on the dashboard. So makes sense. And I think,
Thanks, Steve.
thank you, Steve. Let's see. Any other questions or I guess just general thoughts on tasks? Are there I guess some more feedback that we could use? Are there certain types of resources that you guys might think are more beneficial? Do you guys like webinars? Do you guys like videos? Do you guys like written out guides? Like what type of stuff is the easiest to access and the easiest to follow? Do you guys have feedback?
Not all at once. You guys could think about it. We ask it in the survey too.
Yeah.
But we need your feedback. So please open up the email after the webinar, and there's some goodies in there for you too.
Cool.
Well, thank you guys so much for your time today. Hopefully, you know, we're in a better spot with knowing about tasks. Once you guys get a little more into it, please give us a call. We're more than happy to kind of walk through it a bit more or talk about it with your team, see what you guys think. So yeah, thanks again for your guys' time and let us know what you guys think.
Thank you for the time.
Of course. Thank you guys.
Thank you guys so much.
Take care.